Good morning, it's Lisa with Lisahealyourself, and today we are going to discuss the 12 things that you can do if you want to stay sick. The reason we're going to talk about the things that you can do for sure if you want to stay sick is because when we look at what we can do to stay sick, we automatically know by doing the opposite what we can do to heal. So let's get into it. So the number one way to stay sick is watch lots of videos, read lots of books, listen to lots of podcasts, and do nothing. Many of you will be trapped in this same way of thinking that I was for years, where what you want to do is consume information. You consume it in form of podcasts, you consume it in forms of books, you consume it in forms of videos, you consume it, you research, and you think somehow by this system of osmosis, it's going to magically heal you. When you do nothing, when you don't implement, you can't heal. So implementation is everything. You would be better off to read one book, buy one program. You'd be better off to listen to one video. Get the advice that you resonate with. Get the advice that really resonates with you and you feel will work, and then spend the next month implementing it over and over. Rather than what we do is we just keep pulling for information. So that's the number one way to stay sick, is just information overload. Get as much information as you can, research and listen to as many things as you can, and then do nothing. Take no action. The number two way that you can ensure that you will stay sick is to take advice from sick people. So how many of you belong to groups and you're online, you're interacting, you're in all these various groups? I know I was in them with a bunch of sick people, and you're taking advice from them. They're giving advice, they're telling you what to do, but they aren't healed. So this is another great way to stay sick. Or maybe they're not super sick the same way you are, but maybe they're just not as healthy as you want to be. Maybe it's your mom or your brother or your uncle, but they're overweight and they're not like running marathons and they're not super healthy. Or it's your doctor and he has a beer gut or he smokes, or like, don't take advice from anybody who isn't already healthy, who isn't already the epitome of health and the person that you want to be. This is a really great way to stay sick, so don't do it. Okay, the third way to stay sick is to focus on huge protocols instead of the fundamentals of health and healing. What do I mean by this? It's like we get this next shiny object syndrome where like we start something, but it's boring. It might be like going to sleep at 8 o'clock at night every single night, but that's boring. Nobody cares about implementing that and staying the course on that. We get really excited about this huge, intense detox protocol. When there's this great big thing, like maybe it's hyperbaric oxygen chambers, or maybe it's a really intense detox protocol, or maybe it's a really hardcore diet, we get super excited about a really big, intense protocol and we forget about the fundamentals. This is how you stay sick, when you don't just focus on the boring fundamentals and you know what they are. I have all the fundamentals in my program and there's 12 of them. And if you don't focus on them, everything from sleep to movement, drinking enough water, all of these types of things that are boring, people don't want to do. They get caught up in the big protocols, they get caught up in the next greatest thing, the magic answer, and they forget about the main fundamentals that are the things that are going to heal you. So if you want to stay sick, then keep jumping from big protocol to the next big protocol, wasting and spending tons of money, and ignore the fundamentals. That is one of the ways that you are going to stay sick. Number 4, scrolling on your phone. This is a really great way to stay sick. If you want to stay sick, continue to scroll on your phone. There's so many negative consequences of scrolling on your phone, from the EMFs and the radiation in your hand that you're holding and it's near your body, to what it does to your brain and your eyes as you're scrolling, to just the overconsumption of the information that you are taking in, and actually at the expense of doing something in your life that could benefit you and heal you. So scrolling on your phone is a huge way that you can stay sick. I know it's easy to get caught up in scrolling on your phone. You're thinking, I'm just distracting from the symptoms, but what you're doing is creating a bad habit that is bad for your eyes, it's bad for your brain, it's bad for your processing, you're over consuming information, you're getting harmful radiation and EMFs, and this is not gonna heal you. So if you wanna stay sick, the best thing you can do is keep scrolling, and if you want to heal, the best thing you can do is stop. The fifth way that you can stay sick is by multitasking instead of deep focused work. What do I mean by this? Well, multitasking is like task switching. Maybe you're doing 2 or 3 things at once, or maybe, every 5-10 minutes or half an hour, you're switching tasks, as opposed to really sitting down and doing deep work for an hour. So if you have a whole bunch of healing protocols that you want to do, like you want to exercise, so you're doing like 10 minutes and then you're quickly 10 minutes on meditation and 10 minutes on journaling and 10 minutes on this and 10 minutes on this in order to fit it all in, you'd be better off to take one of those things and do a really deep dive on it. Do really great work. Sit down for 2 hours and journal about what it is that's bothering you. Or go for a 2-hour walk. Or meditate for 2 hours, rather than keep multitasking and multi-switching and cramming as many activities as you can fit in order to get this big umbrella of healing things that you're doing. It is better off to take 1 or 2 healing things and do them well, do them deeply, give your attention to them. So if you want to stay sick, keep multitasking and task switching and jumping from one thing to the next really quick, trying to cram your to-do list really full. If you want to heal, take a few things and really dive into them. Give them the time and energy that they deserve. Too many protocols at once not only overwhelm your system, but they overwhelm your mind, they overwhelm your emotions, they overwhelm all of you. It is better off to take a smaller protocol, one protocol, rather than 12 different protocols at once, and do it well, do it consistently, do it deeply. This is deep, focused work, and that is one of the best ways that you can heal. The next thing that is going to keep you sick, if you do this, if you want to stay sick, is stress on bad days. So when you are having a bad day, if you stress, cry, scream about it, focus on it, get totally worked up, and start to contemplate how your life is going to be 5 years down the road if this keeps up, that is a sure way to never heal. What you need to do on bad days is take a breath. Stay within that 24-hour period. Settle yourself into it like, okay, this is going to be a hard day, but what can I do to make it a little better? Focus on breathing. Focus on being in the moment. Focus on practicing gratitude for what you can still do. Focus on doing little things that can make minor improvements. When you begin to stress and spiral on a bad day, that is a way to create more momentum towards more bad days. That is a way to really take a bad day and make it into like a phenomenal bad day. When we snowball or we add on to a bad day with stress, overthinking, and future thinking, like, oh no, catastrophizing what my future is going to be like because of this bad day, we are going to stay sick longer. The best thing that we can do when we're in that situation is to relax into the type of day we're having. There are going to be bad days, to underplay them instead of upplay them, to do little things to make ourselves feel better instead of stress that we can never get better, to focus it down to a 5-minute period, an hour period, a 24-hour period. We're just simply focusing on what is, on the day at hand. And that is one of the best things that you can do when you're having bad days. One of the things that is going to keep you sick is by spiraling out of control mentally on bad days. So really getting our thoughts in order, staying in the present, and doing what we can do on those days to just cope through and make it a little bit better is going to be better for the next day than our heightened emotions and spiraling on our bad days. The next thing that you can do if you want to stay sick is run or distract from pain or discomfort. Now, I know this sounds counterintuitive, but the more we run from our pain and the more we distract from our discomfort, the longer it stays. Pain is telling us something. Pain is trying to teach us something. Discomfort is trying to show us something about ourselves. The more we sit with it, the more we allow it to be what it is and to see what it's trying to tell us and what it's trying to communicate to us and where we can make improvements in our life. What in our life isn't working? What is the pain trying to show us? How can we learn from this pain or discomfort? How can we grow through it? How can we expand through the pain or discomfort? How can we simply allow it to be there, to be what it is without having to change or fight or fix or distract from it, and just let it be there, be what it is, to teach us what it needs to teach us. But the longer we run from discomfort, the longer we run from pain, the longer we distract or dissociate or fight the pain or discomfort, the more we are going to stay in it, just as if it was quicksand. The faster we would sink. We need to stay very still. We need to get present with the pain. And the longer you keep running from your pain, the longer you keep running from your illness, your symptoms, your sickness, the longer it is going to be there. Sit with it. Make friends with it. Learn from it. Grow through it. This is one of the best and fastest ways to heal. And it is opposite from running from it, which is going to keep you sick. Okay, the next thing you can do if you want to stay sick is expect other people to save you. This is the harsh reality with chronic illness, is that no one is coming to save you. There is not a person out there who can save you. There may be people who can help you. There may be people who can show you different things, who can illuminate certain things for you, who can teach you certain things, but nobody can do it for you. You are the one who actually has to heal yourself. You are the one who has to take full responsibility. You are the one who has to sit with yourself, be with yourself, do the work it takes on yourself. And unfortunately, nobody else can do that for you. So sitting and expecting other people to save you, outsourcing your health to somebody else, whether it's a doctor, whether it's a naturopath, whether it's an online guru, whether it's your mother, whether it's your spouse, whoever it happens to be, you can't outsource your healing to anyone. Healing comes from within, and you are the only one who can do it. So if you want to stay sick, keep expecting that other people have the answer and that other people are going to save you. If you want to heal, stand up, take responsibility for yourself and your life, and know that you are the only person who can save yourself and heal yourself. So giving your power away to other people is one of the best ways that you can stay sick for longer. You know, you really have to take your power back. You have to know that the power is yours. The power is yours. You have to get up every morning. You have to do the protocols. You have to do the fundamentals. You have to take action when you don't want to. You have to sit with your pain. You have to do the journaling. You have to do the meditation. You have to eat the food. You have to do whatever it takes to heal. And giving your power away, looking to other people to be your saviors, to know more than you, isn't going to help you. So the sooner you realize that you have to learn everything that you need to know, you have to be your own doctor. You have to be your own healer. You have to be able to take full responsibility. The sooner you're going to heal. The next thing you can do is, if you want to stay sick, is not get enough rest. So if you want to stay up and binge watch Netflix after a long, hard day, that is ultimately going to hurt you. Nobody can go to bed on time but you. But if you're not getting enough rest, sleep, deep sleep at night, and enough rest during the day where you can sit down and literally just rest your body, rest your mind in meditation, rest your thinking, stop consuming, and just be at rest. So your body needs a rest to heal. And during the day, we go, go, go. We fit as much as we can in. We overstimulate our minds. We overstimulate our bodies. We power through everything. And we don't often give ourselves time in the middle of the day just to rest, to meditate, to think, to be still. And at night, we stay up, we burn the candle, we binge watch TV, scroll on our phone, do all the things we know that we shouldn't, instead of climbing into bed and getting deep sleep. And if you want to stay sick for longer, then keep staying up late at night. If you want to heal, then you better get your sleep and you better get enough rest because it's critical to healing. That's when your body heals. That's when all the systems in your body can heal. And although it is boring and super unattractive and seems like it will make you get less done and even enjoy yourself less, the sleep and the deep rest and the deep sleep that you get and that you benefit from on the other side will be instrumental to your healing. So if you want to stay sick, keep staying up, keep doing all the things that you know you shouldn't be doing. If you want to heal, get in bed and be in bed and sleep at a reasonable bedtime and let the rest go. The next thing you can do if you want to stay sick is just complain endlessly. Complaining is easy when you're sick because it's hard to be sick, and I get it. I get it more than anyone. But if you want to stay sick longer, then keep complaining and talking about your symptoms all day long. It's not until you stop complaining and start doing things, taking proactive actions, start talking about other things, start getting interested in other things, start remembering that you have the power to control your own reality, and what you focus on grows, what you think about expands. So the more you complain, you are expanding your sickness, you are expanding your illness. The more you talk about your symptoms and your suffering, you are expanding it. I know it is very hard. So if you need to complain about it and talk about it, do it in a limited window. Journal about it, or have your support person and talk to them at one point during the day for a half an hour and let it go the rest of the time. Try to live in gratitude. Try to get out of the mindset of complaining and focusing on the symptoms. You need to switch into focusing on something else. Focus on doing things that are going to bring you closer to the reality and the future that you want. Start to do things that bring joy. Start to talk about things that you're grateful for in your life. Do anything that you can not to focus on the negativity and complaining, even though it's hard, because that is ultimately going to keep you sick. And I know it's hard, but if you want to stay sick for longer, then keep doing it. If you really want to pull yourself out of the rut, you have to have more positive thoughts. You have to have more joy in your life. You have to have things that you're grateful for. You have to focus on things that you want. You have to see a better future for yourself than the one you are currently living. So that is what you can do if you really want to heal. The next thing you can do if you want to stay sick is blame your circumstances and keep thinking that everything is not fair. So the harsh truth is that life isn't fair. Your reality isn't fair. Your circumstances really did burn you, hurt you, screw you. You had it bad. You have had and been dealt crappy circumstances. I get it. But continuing to blame your circumstances, continuing to feel like life isn't fair, is not going to serve you. That is going to keep you sick. So if you want to stay sick, continue to blame your circumstances and let it be the reason, right? Let this unfair reason in life be the reason that you don't pull yourself up by your bootstraps and heal. If you want to heal, you have to let go of the circumstances that got you here. You have to forgive them. You have to make peace with them. You have to say, yeah, life's not fair. These circumstances were shitty. These circumstances suck. These circumstances got me here, but they are not going to keep me here. You have to be able to rise above your circumstances. You have to create new circumstances, a new life, a new vision, a new purpose. You cannot allow your circumstances from the past to keep you stuck, because it will forever. It will keep you stuck if you keep blaming all those circumstances and realizing how unfair this life is. And all these circumstances that got you to where you are, they weren't fair. And the circumstances in your life are no good and it is not fair. But the more you focus on that, you won't be able to overcome them. And growth means overcoming. Healing means overcoming. It means expanding and growing through the unfair circumstances that got you to where you are. It means letting them go and creating something completely new. So if you want to heal, you have to let those old circumstances go. You have to let the unfair mentality of those circumstances go. And you have to start to be comfortable with the fact that life isn't fair, but that you are going to create new circumstances, that you have the ability to rise above it, and that even though these circumstances were totally unfair, that you are not going to use that for a crutch any longer. You're going to say, yeah, they weren't fair, but now I'm moving forward. I'm no longer going to reference them. I'm no longer going to let them hold me back or hold me down. And that is one of the best ways that you can heal. Okay, the next thing that you can do to stay sick is to not have a clear vision for your future, to not have a clear goal. And I hear you saying, but my goal is to heal. I do have a goal. But what does that look like? Some people say, like, my goal is to heal, but they haven't really fleshed out the goal. They don't know what their goal looks like. They don't have a clear vision on what being healed looks like. What do you do when you're healed? What do you get up in the morning and do? What's your job? How much money do you have in your bank account? What are your relationships like? What do you like to do for fun? What does your hair look like? What do your clothes look like? What do you like? Where do you live? What do you like to do for fun? If you haven't spent more time than just your goal as being like, I want to heal, and you really don't have a future vision for what the healed version of yourself looks like, what they dress like, what they look like, what kind of car they drive, what kind of house they live in, how much money they make, what their job is, what their relationships are like, where they get to go, where they like to travel, what do they do for fun? All of these things we need to know, because you need to create that vision. If you don't have a fully fleshed out vision for what it means to be healed, then you can never reach that goal. You can never reach the goal of healing. And you might say, well, I just don't want to feel pain. I just don't want to feel sick. I just don't want to have these symptoms. But you need a fully fleshed out life, because if you had the same life, if you just got rid of your symptoms, but you lived the same life, the symptoms would come back, because it's the life that's creating the symptoms. It's the life that you currently have, and the stress and the relationships and the things that are going on in your life that are keeping you sick, that are creating the symptoms, creating this illness. So you have to have a fully flushed out vision of your future healed self. You have to know exactly who that person is and what they do, and you have to create them in your mind. You have to know where you're going, what it feels like when you're going to get there. Because when you're creating something different than what you have, which is illness, you need to create a whole new identity and persona around a new person who's healthy. And that is how you stay healthy. That is how you foster health in your life, by doing new things, by creating new things, by focusing on new things in your life, healing things, healthy things. This is how we get there. Does your future healed version of yourself, do they run? What kind of diet do they eat? What healthy things do they do in their life that keep them healthy? These are the things that you need to know if you want to heal. And if you want to stay stuck and keep being sick, then don't have a clear goal or a clear vision of who that future healed self is. The next way that you can stay sick is to try once and then quit, is to fail and then quit. A lot of people try a program, it doesn't work for them, they quit. They try a protocol, it doesn't work for them, they quit. They try a diet, it doesn't work for them, they quit. They try meditating, it doesn't work for them, they quit. They try journaling, it doesn't work for them, they quit. They try brain retraining, it doesn't work for them, they quit. They try going to bed early, it doesn't work for them, they quit. Do you see what I'm saying here? If you want to stay sick, continue to keep trying things one time and then quitting. But if you want to heal, try things many times, try them in different ways, try them from new people, try them in conjunction with other things. Try them until you really can assess that they don't work for you, but then don't quit. Try something else. So you can never fail if you keep trying. If you keep trying the same thing in different ways and broadening it and learning more. If you keep trying new things and different things and things that also could work. The key here is never to give up too soon. Don't give up before you attain your health goals, or don't say, well, maybe this is as much as I can go. This is as far as I can go. This is just it for me. If you give up too soon, you won't heal. You will stay sick. If you try things once and then quit, you will stay sick. If you continue to try things over and over, if you continue to try new things, if you continue to expand what you do and what you try and how hard you work at healing, you will heal, because there is no such thing as failure. The only failure is quitting. So if you want to stay stuck, then quit, give up, give your power away, give it to someone else. Decide that they're just healing isn't for you. If you want to heal, then keep trying, keep going. Never give up. Learn from your failures, learn from your mistakes, keep growing, keep expanding. Do whatever it takes to get up and to keep going, but never, ever, ever quit. If you truly want to heal, you cannot quit. You have to fail, learn from it, and keep going. And the last thing that you can do if you want to stay sick is to wait to live your life until you're healed. This is a big one. This is one that I struggled with for the longest time and still do struggle with sometimes. This is the hard one. Everyone says, I'll do that when I'm healed. I'll start the business when I'm healed. I'll make the money when I'm healed. I'll get the relationship when I'm healed. I'll travel when I'm healed. I'll do the activity or the hobby when I'm healed, right? I'll spend time with my family when I'm healed. I'll go out and socialize when I'm healed. I'll start to run or walk or exercise when I'm healed. I'll start to do these things when I'm healed. If you resonate with this, if you understand what I'm saying, this is one of the biggest things that will keep you sick. If you want to heal, you have to begin to live your healed life before you are healed. You have to take the actions before you can. You have to start the business before you're healed. You have to make the money before you're healed. You have to have the relationship before you're healed. You have to get out and do the things that you cannot do before you're healed. You have to focus on new things and new hobbies before you're healed. You have to engage in your life in a meaningful, purpose-driven way before you are healed, because this is what pulls you towards healing. This is the catalyst that helps you heal. This is the actual thing that starts to move your life towards the healed version of yourself that you want to create. And you can't get from A to Z without living in between there. You can't be like, I'm at A, I'm sick, and I want to be at Z, totally healthy, totally free, having an amazing dream-filled life without living your way into it. You cannot get there. You cannot make this jump. You have to live your way there. You have to live your way into it incrementally. You have to focus on all these different areas of your life. You have to become the healed version of yourself. You have to become the person that you want to be. You have to live your way into it before you can, before it's comfortable, before the symptoms go away, before the illness resides, before you change who you are into who you want to be. You have to live your way into this person. And it takes work. It takes repetition. It takes doing things on days that you don't want to do them. It takes breaking through the limits of your mental and emotional and psychological and physical barriers in order to get to where you want to go. It takes consistently coming up to the edge of where you are and breaking through it. Time and time again, we have to come to the edge and keep pushing past it, keep pushing forward. And that is the only way we can go from not healed to healed. We have to keep creating and pushing a life towards where we want to go, even before we are ready. So if you want to stay sick, then just keep waiting to live the life that you want until you're healed. And if you want to be healed, live that life before you're healed. Live that life before you're ready. So I hope that this video has been helpful. Remember, if you want to heal yourself, you can reverse engineer these things. Just do all the things that are going to keep you sick and do the opposite so that you can heal. Give it a thumbs up if you like it. Consider subscribing, and I will see you in the next video.